Ahoy, bye, and welcome to another Nephilim Builds. Today we're gonna skewer a spider as Lace from Hollow Knight Silksong. As always, keep in mind that these videos are about capturing the spirit of the character rather than capturing their abilities perfectly. With that said, I want to address something. Unfortunately, I do not ship Lace with Hornet, because the game explicitly says that Lace has the body and mind of a child. I don't care how many years she's been alive, that is a child.
But Nephilim, she was just made to look like that to replace Grandmother Silk's lost child.
Body and mind.
That's just a reference to how mischievous she is.
That is not what the game said, that is what you want it to say.
But she's so intelligent and crafty.
And you think children can't be? I've known kids that make some of our nation's leaders look stupid. And no, he doesn't count, that bar is a tripping hazard in the abyss. Look, I get it, Lace and Hornet's dynamic has the makings of a great enemies to lovers ship. But as much as I love a good Yuri, I'm not gonna ignore what the game says to my face just to have it. So instead I'll settle for an enemies to friendly rivals. Also, this same logic does not apply to Hornet. The only characters who call her a child are either from a species significantly taller than her and therefore confuse her for a child, or are genuinely more ancient than she is. New straight up calls her Miss Grown Up. Hell, we see what Child Hornet looks like, and even Hornet calls Lace a child. Also, I don't want to hear any the Hollow Knight is the adult version of what Hornet and the Knight were, because the Knight was older than the Hollow Knight. Think about it, why make more vessels after you've already made the perfect one? Anyway, with all that said, let's start with ability scores. Using the standard pointer array with a 15 to dexterity, Lace is an honest match for Hornet in speed and acrobatics. After that's the 14 charisma, she is the definition of sassy girl boss. With a 13 to constitution, bosses have a lot of HP, and as the final boss, she has the most. What, did you think there wouldn't be spoilers? We'll put the 12 into strength for some hops and then the 10 to intelligence. Lastly, we'll dump wisdom, an existence trapped as a child while you slowly unravel would leave anyone cracked. For species, Lace isn't actually a bug. Instead, she's a being of pure silk created by Grandmother Silk. And since Silk Mommy is a higher being, I suppose that would make Lace an Azamar. We get Dark Vision at 60 feet, Celestial Resistance, Healing Hands, and the Light Cantrip. We make a custom background paying our increases into Charisma and Constitution. We'll take Religion and Performance, we restores for thematic appropriateness, and the Magic Initiate Wizard feat. We'll take Prestidigitation for effects and Chilling Touch for a Void Shot. Both of them prevent healing in a way. We'll also take Jump to Jump Good. Moving on to class, we're going to start off as a Rogue. We get Dexterity, Intelligence, Saving Throws, and pick Athletics, Acrobatics, Intimidation, and Perception. We'll also be proficient with Light Armor, Rogue Weapons, and Thieves' Tools. At level 1 we get Sneak Attack, Thieves' Cant, and Weapon Mastery taking the Rapier, but also Expertise, Acrobatics, and Intimidation. At level 2 we'll get Cunning Action, and at level 3 we'll get Steady Aim and our Roguish Archetype. We're going to go with Swashbuckler, getting Fancy Footwork and Rakish Audacity. We'll also get our Celestial Revelation. Go with Necrotic Shroud to become Lost Lace. At level 4 we'll take the Defensive Duelist feat, rounding Dexterity. Now we're going to multiclass the Bard, taking Survival and the Viol. I know violins are all over this soundtrack, but they suit Lace the best. At level 1 we get Bardic Inspiration and 2 cantrips, taking Vicious Mockery for sass and Dancing Lights for little butterflies. We'll also get 4 spells, taking Silvery Barbs for more sass, Featherfall because it has fall damage, Long Strider for speed, and Charm Person because she charmed us all. At level 2 we'll get Jack of all trades and Expertise, Performance, and Religion. We'll also take Bane to be the Bane of Pilgrims. At level 3 we'll get our Bard College, taking the College of Swords, getting Medium Armor and Blade Flourish. We'll also get a Fighting Style, taking Dueling, and Cloud of Daggers for Silk Slices. Or a Void Slicey Trap, take your pick. At level 4 raise her Dexterity and take Blade Ward to fill the slot. We'll also take Aid from her HP, again she has the most of any boss. At level 5 we'll get Deed Inspiration and Font of Inspiration and take Feign Death, because clearly she was faking it after round 2, or round 1 I guess, depending on your pathing. By the way, did you know that it's actually possible to skip the Deep Docks fight? We'll also take Kinetic Jaunt for some jukes. At level 6 we'll get Extra Attack and take Enhanced Ability for Super Silkborn feats. At level 7 we'll get Counter Charm and take Lucky Creature to hunt down pilgrims in the Citadel. At level 8 we'll cap our Dexterity and draw a blank. At level 9 we'll Expertise, Survival, and Perception and draw 2 more blanks. And now the best part of every Bard build. At level 10 we'll get Detailed Inspiration and Magical Secrets and take Mending to fill the slot. We'll also take a Bard's Black Tentacles and swap a blank for Steel Wind Strike. I knew the moment I saw that move that I was going to snag this spell. Honestly, I've been eating pretty good here. Now if only I could justify getting Prismatic Spray more. Back to Rogue, at level 5 we get Cunning Strike, and at level 6 we'll Expertise Athletics. It's literally the only thing we have left. At level 7 we'll get evasion and reliable talent. Back to Bard at level 11 we'll take blade barrier for more slicey traps and swap another blank for blink. This girl bamfs around like crazy in her last phase. Lastly, at Rogue and Bard levels 8 and 12 we'll take the boons of Fortitude and Spell Recall, raising Charisma. We'll also swap our last blank for Haste. Would you believe this zippy thrust attack gave me the most trouble? Because that's a lie, it was actually her jumping air attack. Hit me every time. Now that we're level 20, we finally have our modifiers. Our unarmored AC is 15, our move speed is 30, and our average HP is 183 with 20 D8 hit dice. And with that, we are done. Now what can this build do? To start, we're a devastating duelist, generating our own advantage even without rakish audacity. We've also got great initiative, excellent AC with defensive duelist, and we can crank up the damage with necrotic shroud and haste. We've also got a few battlefield hazards, or we can just blink away and not get hit. And even if we do, we've got a solid amount of HP to chew through. For weaknesses, a dumped wisdom means getting locked down real easy by hold person. I guess that explains why the needling works on her. Plus, all of our best stuff uses concentration, which means we've got to choose what we want to do. We also have a limited class resource that isn't spell slots, which means they're bad even though they come back on a short rest. Weaknesses aside, we can stick a pin in any foe we face. Except Hornet. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you'd like to support my channel, there's a link to my Patreon down in the description. $1 a month gets you 2-day early access to my videos, while $3 a month gets you access to exclusive content, such as my collection of homebrew subclasses and the battle map I made for this video. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments, and I'll see you all next time when I make Finn the Human from Adventure Time.